friends. I am so sad to tell you that there will not be any Zodiac videos today. Probably tomorrow, but not today. Cindy is not on her game today. I have a very interesting story. It's a true story. It's 100% true. And it is a story of misadventure. I'm not sure whose misadventure it was, but I was definitely included in it. So, oh my goodness. This is a story of fear, suspense, and some gore. Okay, so the gore is kind of leading up to it. Well, maybe not. How should I do it? I'm going to talk to you and tell you this story as it unfolded for me. And then I will give you some interesting information about things that have been going on in the area, my area, in the last couple of weeks. So, I went to sleep last night, as many people do. I read my book for a little bit, got all cozy, put the book down, turned out the light, and I went to sleep. And as often happens when you sleep, sometimes you dream. So I was having a dream last night. Actually, I probably had other dreams last night, but I don't remember any of them, except the one that, and I'm sorry if I look the way I do, I don't look great. I'm just like, tired. You're going to find out why. So I'm having this dream, and in this dream, I'm in my own backyard here at this house, and I'm on the deck, and in the dream, Lily and Larry, my beautiful little doggy and little kitty, it's getting dark here now, maybe I'll turn the light on. They're in the dream with me. That's a little bit of light. Add some mood. So Lily and Larry are in the dream with me. And where they are is Larry's outdoor tent. So Larry, if you guys know my cat Larry, he was a rescue from Egypt. I live here in central Ontario in Canada. And because he was a rescue off the streets, like, he does enjoy his outdoor time and his fresh air. So it's something that really he's only ever known. But yet, because he was a stray, and you know, it's just not safe for him to just like wander around. And there's actually evidence of that, why it's not a good thing for him to do right now. Long story short, it got very difficult. I had successful attempts at first of keeping Larry contained in the yard and then on the deck. And then anyways, so he has an outdoor tent, and he has an outdoor tent. And I'm probably going to show you images here. I'm going to make this very interesting video because I'm not going to make any Zodiacs. I might just have fun with editing this. I think that'll be kind of fun for me. So I'm just going to make this fun and make it like a real story. You can see the images. You can see Larry's outdoor tent there. And it has a tunnel that comes with it. I'm actually going to expand on this later on too. I just get a little more money because you can add all sorts of stuff to these. They're really great. And you can see he has, like, it leads to his cat door. So he can go in and out like he wants, in and out of his tent. He watches the chipmunks. He gets fresh air. He has cat grasses out there. Anyways, back to my dream. So in my dream, the tent and the tunnel are all there, and Lily and Larry are in the tent, which is odd because Lily's never been in the tent. She has no desire to leave me at all. She would not leave the yard or go anywhere. So, then in the dream, I'm kind of like talking. I'm looking at Lily and Larry in the tent and towards the house. And they seem really concerned. They seem really concerned in this dream. And they're looking like past me. So in the dream, I remember kind of like turning around to see what was concerning them. And I didn't see anything. So as I turned back, the tent part was gone. And Lily and Larry were just in the tunnel part. And they would not move. They wouldn't move forward. They wouldn't come back. Like, they would not move. And I don't know what's going on. Like, something's happening. Where did the tent go? And then I looked over the deck and I could see the tent of Larry's, my son calls it his castle. His castle was out there and it had been all ripped up. Oh gosh. Sometimes I think I can smell it still. I'm going to have PTSD. I feel like I'm going to have PTSD after this experience. So I can smell it. I think I can smell it. Anyways, you'll know what it is in a minute. In the dream, the tent was all ripped up, and I realized something's going on here. There's something else is present. What's happening? And I go back to Lily and Larry, and they will not move. They won't move. And all of a sudden I can hear like this growling. And I'm thinking, who's growling? Is Larry growling? Lily's growling? And then I wake up and I hear the growling. And I'm like in my bed. It's dark. I'm in my bed, awake, kind of, sort of, like coming out of it. You know, and I'm like, what is that? Who's growling? And I look, Lily is like right beside me on my bed, which is not unusual. Both Lily and Larry will often sleep on my bed or my son's bed, or they'll switch, or one of us will have one, whatever. So Lily's on my bed and she's full on concerned. What's going on? But she's close to me. Larry's more like at the foot, at the corner. I have a king size bed, so it can fit everybody if we need to at any time. Larry, his ears are back, his eyes are huge, and I go to pat him to try to calm him down. I'm thinking, no touchies, right now. Like, this is very serious. And he is looking at the edge of the bed towards the floor, and he is not happy. He's not happy at all. And I start to become concerned at this point because I'm thinking, why is he reacting like that? Like, what's going on in my room? What's happening? So I think, okay, I need to get out of the bed. Like, something's got to be going on. What's going on? So I get out of the bed, and the light that's closest to me is the light for the bathroom because it's like kind of right beside my bed. So I turn that on and I scan the room. It's a fairly large bedroom. I just have a bed and 2 nightstands. You could do ballroom dancing in one area of the room. Like, I have nothing there. To me, it's kind of wasted space. I'm just renting the house, whatever. It's not important, but it's easy to see that there's nothing there. So I'm thinking, why is Larry like looking down? And he is seriously upset. So I'm thinking, okay, well, look under the bed, right? Oh my God. So, you know, all the times in life when you've been little and you've been afraid in your bedroom and you've told your mom or your dad, there's a boogeyman in my closet, or there's a boogeyman under the bed. I'm like, honey, just look. It's not there. There's nothing there. There was fucking something there. So, I'm not kidding. So I thought maybe there was a chipmunk or something in the house, or no. There was a full-sized raccoon under my bed looking at me, looking right back at me. I just stood up, and I've never had so much adrenaline go through my body so quickly in such a short period of time. I just didn't know what to do. It's like, you gotta remember, I could not have been awake for more than maybe 40 or 50 seconds up to that point, right? And now I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to assess. Okay, I went to bed. Everything was safe and fine. And now there is a large wild animal under my bed. So I scoop up Lily. I scoop up Larry. I don't even know how I did it. If you guys know Lily, Larry's big too. Actually, he's getting bigger and bigger. I've learned more about his breed. He is definitely a ragdoll. And ragdolls apparently don't stop growing until they're 4. And Larry's about 2.5 now. And he is getting bigger and bigger. Out the door. Close the door. It's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I've been awake now for maybe about 2 minutes, if that. And I am just like vigilant, trying to like assess what is happening in my world right now. And then I think, okay, there's a raccoon in the house. How did the raccoon get in the house? I don't know. How does the raccoon get in the house? And then I'm thinking, what if there's more than one raccoon? What if there's raccoons all over the house? It's actually a pretty big house. If you don't know what's in the house, it's freaking crazy. So then I think, oh my God, my son, what if there's raccoons in his room under his bed? But I think, okay, there's the spare room, which my mom will use sometimes, which is right beside mine, and then my son's room. Like, I cannot just skip to his room. Because I can't go there and his room's okay, but then you got to clear the path as you go. So I was at least to that, I guess, level-headed. I feel like, well, maybe. We'll see how this goes. You can tell me how level-headed you think I was. But remember, you were not me waking up. I'm thinking about by the time I looked at a clock, it said 4 a.m. and maybe about 10 minutes had gone by. So it was probably about 3:50 in the morning, 10 to 4. So I go into the spare room. It's fairly sparse again. There's a bed. There is a dresser. But it's hardwood floor, so it's easy to see, like, there are rugs and stuff. I looked under the bed. The closet door happened to be open. I looked in there. There was nothing in that room. So I went into my son's room, which, God help us, he's got like 2 desks, a bed, shit on the floor, and he has a bathroom with a tub and a shower. So I'm in there with my phone and I'm shining. He's like laying on his bed bed, he's like, okay, he's still sleeping. And I'm looking, I don't see anything, right? But I am looking quickly. I see nothing. I see, because the adrenaline is just pumping through my veins at this point. And I go into his bathroom. I look in the tub. There's nothing. So then there's another room beside him, which is, we call it the Lily Lounge. It was supposed to be for him. He does use it for 3D printing, but most of the time Lily's laying in there on the couch. I look in there, it's nothing. But I'm still thinking, oh my God, like there's an entire house below me from this point down, the main floor. So I go down to the main floor. I'm looking. So here's the thing. I love Lily, and she's the best dog anyone could have. And I've always known that she's not brave. She's not brave. She has the biggest heart. She's the most empathic dog I've ever met. And if you ever need to feel loved or encouraged or that everything will be okay, she is the person, the human, the soul for you. Like, that is Lily. This was not her moment to shine. Lily stayed upstairs. But part of me wonders, because she stayed on the hallway by my son's room, if she was maybe even kind of guarding his room. So she could have been doing that. She could have been doing that, to be honest. Larry went downstairs with me. Larry was on it with me. He was like, yeah, we got this. It's good. So I went downstairs and I'm trying to understand what happened. So I looked towards the kitchen and I can see the garbage can has been knocked down. I'm like, all right, point of entry. And what is it but the cat door? So you'll see the cat door there. It can lock. I got this door because it can lock in 2 directions. So it can be open either way. You can come in or go out, or you can lock it so that you can't go out, but you can come in. So you might think, well, why would you do that? Well, if the cat's outside and you want the cat to come in and the cat's not coming in, you just do that. So once the cat finally comes in, they just can't get out again. Right, yeah. So anyways, so typically I would lock it at night, and I don't know. I can't even remember now. I feel like my short-term memory has been wiped out by the amount of adrenaline that went through my body between 4 and 6 a.m. this morning. So I'll usually lock it. I'll close all the main floor windows and make sure all the doors are locked. That's my thing. So I could see the cat door was open. Like it was kind of ajar, and I'm wondering if that's... Anyways, in my mind, I thought, oh my God, the raccoon must have like chewed through Larry's his castle, as my son calls it, gone through the tunnel and come in the house. Holy crap. Like, why would he chew through? I don't keep any food out there at all. Like, if you've been around for a bit too, you know that raccoons and I do not get along. Do not get along. They destroy my bird feeders. I've gone out there and cayenne peppered. Anyways, it's been good here. I have a system now that I make sure all the seed I have has cayenne pepper in it, which is really good for the birds, and the raccoons don't get it. So, anyways, got in my house. The garbage was knocked over. There was like bits of popcorn, some stale cookies, and I was like walking around. I'm trying to understand, like, I'm also looking for more raccoons. I'm trying to understand what has happened since I went to sleep at night. And like where we are now, like what is the status of the house at this point? So I see, and he's drank all the water. So he drank all of Lily and Larry's water. You can see that they have their own little cups. So don't ask. I think they see us drinking through cups. They need cups because it's just, a bowl is just not good. Like you're going to drink through. So he has cups. They both have cups, he and her. Did not touch Larry's food, which I thought was interesting. I thought that was very interesting, which makes me wonder if, because Lily started out in my son's room last night, sleeping with him, but yet she was in my room when I woke up. They must have, both Lily and Larry must have heard something come in the cat door and knock down the garbage can, right? Lily would have probably come, if she had any idea, like if she got any scent of what it was, she wouldn't have gone down. I know she wouldn't have. She would have come to mommy, which is where I found her. Larry, he's tough. He's, as my Virgo friend says, he is not as fluffy as he looks. And I think it's because, honestly, he grew up on the streets in Egypt. So he's very street smart. And he's a toughie. He's an Aries. So he's going in there. All right, as I said, he went with me to walk through the house. And I think Larry went down to see what was going on, probably jumped up to get higher ground, because I know he wouldn't wrestle with a raccoon. I know he wouldn't do that, but if he had, like, he would put on a show. He'd There was once they came on our deck once, and he scooted into, like, I heard him run through the cat door and heard the door slam. I was like, what is going on? And I saw all these raccoons on the deck. This was like a few months ago. And they were actually nosing at the cat door, and Larry was bang, 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 hissing at them. Oh, good boy. So I locked it. Freaked me out then. But anyways, I think Larry must have gone down to see who the hell was coming in his house and then jumped up where his food is. I keep it high because Lily would eat it all. So it has to be a little bit high. And he probably stood up there and was given a show, and the raccoon just said, yeah, it's not worth that. So the raccoon, I did find, he went into my living room. I don't know what comes out of raccoons, but at first I thought it was just urine and mud. But I think it was number 1 and number 2 on my white sofa. And then he went to the front door, and I have sort of like a black bench. I guess it's like a faux leather or whatever. And he went on there, and that's really the only places he went that I could find. And I followed his little footprints too. You could see his little footprints on the hardwood floor, his sweaty or dewy little paws. And then he must have gone to those areas and come up the stairs. Now, here's the thing I don't understand, is why he came into my room. I've tried to understand that. So my bedroom window was open pretty wide, but it's second floor. Like, he didn't come in through there, and I had a screen on the window, and that was fine. So, but then the spare room, also the window was pretty much wide open. Like, they're cranked. They open this way. They don't go up and down. My son's window was closed because his allergies have been bothering the last couple of days, and I had an air filter in there to help him with that. So I thought to myself, maybe the raccoon was starting to feel a little bit trapped, and was following like the fresh air scent. But it didn't make sense to me because there's a dog and a human being sleeping in that room. Like, my scent is going to be strongest in that room. That's where I spend like 8 to 10 hours an evening, right? So, and Lily's in there too. I don't know how the timeline went. If Larry actually maybe scooted up the stairs first when he realized that this thing was walking around in the house, and maybe it decided to follow Larry and did that. And that's why I found Larry on the corner of my bed, like, and then this thing went under the bed. Because I thought to myself, if I was the raccoon and I was trying to figure out how to get out and I was following fresh air, I would have gone to the spare room where my mom's would stay if she's there, because she's not there very often. There's hardly any human smell. There's nobody else in there, and the window was open. So I don't know why he came into my room. My Leo girlfriend said that because there's been a really aggressive large predator in the neighborhood, that maybe he was feeling unsafe. So he came into the house and figured, oh, everybody sleeps in here, so just get under the bed and I'll sleep here too. I don't know why. He seemed pretty casual, kind of like Goldilocks. Like, he tried some food, he had a couple drinks, he sat on the sofa, he went on the bench, and then he went upstairs to go to bed. I don't know. But I was not having any of that. Once I woke up and I was aware what was going on. So, where was I in this story? Yeah, trying to understand what may have happened. So I'm also kind of giving you like my perspective now that it's broader, but at the time I didn't know if there were more raccoons in the house. I had to check the basement. So the basement's pretty big too, and there's a lot of different rooms down there. Larry went down there with me. He did. And nothing in the basement, and I felt pretty confident about it, but I'm not kidding. Like, I was freaked out. I was worried too about cornering a raccoon, like in a closet or something. Like, well, there was a few closet doors that are open, or even in the furnace room, I keep that door open a little bit. Like, the last thing I wanted to do was corner this fairly large predator and make it feel like it had no choice but to fight, right? So I was really nervous about that, but there's nothing else in the house. I was 80%, 90% positive about that. So, and I say 90% because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was just like freaked out. So then I come back upstairs, and I can hear him at my bedroom door. And I guess he's like, that's how he knew he got in. So he's trying to get out. So it's a double door. And if you know, like the double open up door to the master suite. But because of that, like the one door will usually have like a little latch that goes up into the frame to lock that door in. So then when you close the second door and the latch goes in, they're both locked in place. But if you don't latch that, you can potentially swing it open. And it was like that because I didn't close it from the inside. I closed from the outside. So I'm holding the door and thinking, oh my God, he's going to So I went and I grabbed a sock, and what I did was I got this sock and I tied it around tight, both handles, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. So, you know, it's as much give as it would do. And okay, so at this point, it's probably about 20 after 4, right? So I don't know, maybe 25, 30 minutes has gone by since I woke up, and I've gone through all of that. And I'm thinking, I need help. I don't know what to do. This raccoon, it's trapped in my bedroom now, right? What's it going to do in there? So I start calling all these wildlife companies. I'm getting no one. It's 4 a.m. And I'm like, did they have like an emergency 24-hour service or somebody on call? So now I'm just like, I need help. So I thought, I'm going to call 911. So I called 911. And this is the funny thing, because I don't know what it's like where you are, but when they answer here, they'll say, 911 emergency, do you require police, ambulance, or fire? And I just said, I don't know what I need, but all I know is that there was a very large raccoon in my bedroom under my bed. She's like, what? I told her the whole story about, yeah, like I woke up, I heard growling, and it like related all to her. I've assessed the whole house, and she was actually really good about it. She said, okay, are the animals still in there? I said, no. I picked up both my babies and brought them out, and we closed. So no, nothing else. No one else is in that room. She wanted to know if anyone else was in the house. I said, do you have a 13-year-old son? He's in his room. I checked his room. I cannot find any other raccoons in the house. So she's just kind of like trying to assess, right, what's going on. And she's also trying to calm me down. And she said, well, I don't think that we can do anything. But she says, I can definitely assist you, though. I can start calling, or we can start calling. I guess maybe it was slow, too. I don't know how many people were calling for me. So they were great. They were so great. First responders, oh, my God. God bless them all of them. And the ones that work in the offices, too, the dispatchers. So she was calling, different places and pretty much telling me, well, nobody is answering. And then she said, I have put it out there that like a police officer will come by the house to see if there's any way that they can assist. But I mean, they really can't. They can't grab the raccoon and take it out. They don't have any equipment or training to do that. I said, I know. But I was hoping he'd, pull out his gun. And anyways, no. Well, I don't know. At that point, I was like, no, it's me against the raccoon. So, they did manage. Oh, you'll hear that going. That is me washing everything off my bed right now. It's my washing machine going in the background. So at that point, where are we now? Oh yeah. So she's trying to talk to me, I think, just to calm me down. And I had so much adrenaline going through me, and there was nothing left to do at this point but start taking the covers off my couch. So I was taking the covers off my couch and putting it to wash. And she kept telling me, she said, I think you should just have a drink and you should just sit down. Like, I don't want you to have like a panic attack or a heart attack. So, okay. And I think it's just like, if it had it would have been so different for me if I had woken up and heard something happening downstairs. What's going on? Like, what's happening? And, seen Lily and Larry, like, something bad, and gone down and turned on lights and seen a raccoon in my kitchen. That would have been different. I think because I felt so incredibly vulnerable, and aren't we all? Like, you're sound asleep in your bed, and all of a sudden you wake up to your cat and your dog acting like there's some fucking weird shit going on in his bedroom. Mommy, you need to wake up. And you're like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And you look under your bed, and all those years growing up, the boogeyman was never under your bed. And then he was. I think that was just it. Like, in the first 40 or 50 seconds of being awake, just like, like, whoa, my little reptilian brain just took over. Like, we need to survive. We need to survive. So she's calming me down, and I was getting calmer. And at this point, I said to her, I don't feel comfortable with you staying on the line with me. Like, this is not life and death. The raccoon has been contained. I really appreciate that you guys are trying to find someone to come out to help me. But, I'd feel much better if I let you go. And she didn't tell me it was slow, but I have a feeling it was kind of slow. Like, it wasn't a big deal, but I didn't feel comfortable at that point with it. So she said, okay, we're going to keep calling for you. If anything about the situation changes, please call us back. So I'm like, okay. So I was sitting in the chair and I needed to do something. I just had so much going through me. So I started texting my book club group, my women friends. I'm like, I know you're all asleep right now, but I need to start relaying this story. I need to do something with my energy right now. So anyways, they got the whole story, and then actually, eventually as it unfolded, because then I had to stop because I heard, you know, the cops boom, boom, boom on the door. Oh, so I opened the door. There's this police officer standing there. I said, come in. So he came in, and I relayed all the information kind of like in a condensed form as I have to you guys. And he said, okay. And he's kind of looking around the house and asking questions, and he can see like, okay, I think there's something going on here. He can see the popcorn still on the floor from where the raccoon had knocked over the garbage. He could, he saw the pea shot on the bench at the front door. And then we could hear the noises in my bedroom. So I was also getting concerned because I had heard 2 loud bangs in my room. And I thought, oh my God, is he knocking my lamps down? Is he gnawing through a wall? You know, like, oh my God. So, just before we went up to look, I had just finished my conversation with the police officer, and we were kind of standing in the kitchen living room area. And he could see that like all the cushions were off the couch, and I put them to wash. I think they assess, right? They're like, is this person just nuts? It's really something going on. So then I got a phone call, and it was a wildlife company that the 911 had actually got a hold of. And they called me. He says, I am 40 minutes out from where you are, but I am on my way. I said, oh my God, thank you so much. So I hung up with him, and then the police officer wanted to go up and just kind of see the door and see what was going on. And it was kind of quiet at that point. And he said, I'm going to untie the door, and I'm going to just open it a bit and take a look. So he put gloves on. And at that point, I was kind of happy that he was going to do it, but I was also a little concerned about his safety, because I don't know. I mean, this thing could have been rabid, but maybe not, because it didn't attack me immediately. It went under the bed. So then he opens the door, and he's looking. And I kind of told him before he opened it what to expect to see and where to see things. Like the bed is over there, the night table. There is a door to the bathroom. That light would be on, right? Like I just left that on, the light from the bathroom, so it would be shining into the bedroom area and kind of illuminating it a bit. And then there was a closet. That was the other thing I was worried about. I have like a closet where most of my clothes are, 80% of my clothes, but I leave the door open because Lily likes to sleep in there. Oh my God, what if he's in there? I was telling this story to my mom when I got to this part, and I said, what if he's in there? And she said, try not on your clothes. Try not on my clothes, Mom, but wrecking them. So he opens the door, and the raccoon is on the outside of the window. So he must have, so the banging that I heard, well, my scale was knocked down in my bathroom, so that would have been a loud noise. And then the screen was on the floor. He didn't damage the screen at all. I think he initially jumped to it, the fresh air, and it didn't hold him at all. It just fell down. The screen's back in place. Like, it was amazing that it wasn't even damaged. And once the screen came down, he probably jumped up again and got himself out there. But now he's probably about, how high? Well, because of the elevation, like if he was looking down at the ground, he's probably close to 20 feet in the air. But at the deck, because it is on a corner, he'd probably be more like 10 to 12 feet up in the air. So the police officer starts walking towards the window. And it's one of those windows, right, that you crank and it opens out like that. So now, right now, the raccoon's on this side. So there's the pane of glass is between the police officer and the window. So he walks up and he cranks it and he closes the window. Oh my God, my savior. The raccoon is now outside of the house. It's brick and everything, right? Like he's not gonna, hopefully not. But anyway, and we're standing in my room and I'm like, my room stinks. My room stinks. So I'm looking around and I'm thinking, why? Was he farting in here? Like I couldn't see any mess like that he had left on the couch or the bench at the front of the house. But it clearly stinks. I can't even describe what raccoon pee smells like. It doesn't smell like urine. Like urine has a very pungent odor. I mean, at least that I identify when I smell like human, cat, or dog, but not raccoon. Yeah, not raccoon. I don't know how to describe it. It's very unpleasant. And well, you know what, to be honest, probably not as unpleasant as like a more acidic smelling urine, but I think because of the trauma that came along with it. Like whenever I smell raccoon pee, it will traumatize me. So that closed. So I ended up phoning the wildlife because I'm like, they're probably going to charge me hundreds and hundreds of dollars for something like that. So I called him and said, okay, he's out of the house. I don't need you. Good that he was out of the house. He was fine with it. He didn't seem upset or anything. He's okay. I'm really glad that everything is okay for you. So that's good. He was still about 20 minutes out of getting to where I was. So anyways, the police officer felt it was fine to leave me at that point. And yeah, I guess that's kind of the end of the story, sort of. Then the cleanup. Like, so, oh my God, like cleaning up and vacuuming and mopping and scrubbing, just the stink and the stench. And then I found out why my room stunk so much. So he'd gone into my, oh wait, so I'll tell you this. First, I have these, so it's the one thing that actually got ruined and I had to throw out, which honestly, from the, like, he could have trashed the house. He could have trashed the house and permanently damaged so many things, and that did not happen. So I had like these decorative pillows that I would put on my bed whenever I would remember to make my bed. But they were laying on the floor, right? Because I was sleeping in the bed. So he had defecated on those. So I just put them in a garbage bag, and they'll be gone. They're in the garbage. They're in the garage right now. So he had done that there, and that was right below the window that he had jumped up to get out. And then, and here's the funny thing, because Mr. Larry, my sweet pussycat, who was there to defend me when we patrolled the house, he knew that the raccoon had gone in my shower. So he was waiting, like he laid, I think I took a picture of it. I thought it was really kind of cool of him, the way he was just laying there waiting for me. He was watching me clean everything else. He would not leave that area. It was like he was trying to show me in here. Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. Like he's such a smart cat. He really is. I swear to God that he has like a consciousness about him that I've never seen in a cat before. Like he picked up English like it was like so fast, and I've said things to him like full sentences, and he'll look at me and then he'll change what he's doing and redirect it to what I just suggested he do. Like it just blows my mind. A cat that hasn't even been in Canada yet for a year, right? Actually, his anniversary is next week, so I'm gonna have a special video to celebrate that. 1 year of Larry being in Canada. So anyways, I had to go into the shower, and he made a mess in my shower. I thought, I wish he'd held it all then. I had no idea one raccoon could hold so much pee. It's just incredible. Probably though, because he drank all the water out of Lily and Larry's cups. So it was 6 a.m. at that point. Oh, my son woke up at 4:30. So he woke up at 4:30. He kind of thought it was funny, but I guess too, right? Because it wasn't under his bed. He wasn't the one that woke up to growling and hissing or whatever the hell it was, and to look under his bed, not expecting to really see anything, and somebody's staring right back at you. Oh my God. I don't know how I'm gonna wipe that up. Yeah, so from 4 to 6, that's what I was doing, and I am pooped as shit. I had things that I needed to do today. I'm not doing any readings. You can hear, yeah, my washing machine. Sure, I thought it was almost done at cycle, or I would have closed the door. But yeah, so here's the thing. There's been some really weird stuff going on in this neighborhood the last couple of weeks. So I was awakened one evening. Like, I like to sleep with my window open. There's been the most beautiful sound out there. I think it's tree frogs. I've tried to figure it out. It's not crickets. Well, I'm starting to hear crickets now, but I think it's tree frogs that I've been hearing out there. And it's just a chorus of them. And going to sleep at night with that sound and a bit of fresh air in the room, it's just like, it's heaven. It's been heaven. But then there was one night I woke up to almost like these whines and cries and screams. And I'm listening, and I realized that, no, they're animals. I thought, is it the family of squirrels? There's a large family of squirrels that lives in the trees behind my house. And it did sound like them. But there was another sound out there too that really freaked me out. It was a weird growling sound. I've never heard it before. I don't know what it was, but it was like, actually, that hurts my throat. I can't even do it. Like, I can't even recreate it. It was kind of like that pace. And then it became sort of like more vicious. And then the whining and crying from these smaller animals was just crazy. I was trying to look out into the dark through the screen of my window, right? Like, it's high. I can have that window open. It's, I don't know how wide open it's going to be anymore though. But these sounds were terrifying. They were really, it was really quite scary. I think I closed my window. I don't know what the hell is out there. But right, like Lily and Larry inside, it's okay. The cat door is locked. That night. And then that it had happened 2 nights after that. So that was maybe initially 2 weeks ago. And then a couple nights later, it happened again. And then it got kind of quiet. And then there was one of the nights was really bad. And then the weird thing was the entire day after that, the squirrels were so uptight in the backyard. It was crazy. They were constantly like nobody would relax. And I thought, I don't understand what's going on. Like, it's daylight. There was nothing out there. So I'm going to show you. So these images, some of you might find it a little gruesome, but this is what I found just a couple doors down from me on the street that I'm on yesterday morning. And so here it is. So I've been trying to identify, there was 2 large organs. That's all that was on this lawn. 2 large organs, the tiniest bit of fur, like hardly any, and this severed paw. So I've been trying to identify what this severed paw is. I would describe it as being about twice the size of what I would think a raccoon's paw would be. And so anyway, my Pisces friend, I think she ran it through like Google image search or something. And Google image was kind of telling her it was likely a badger. I'm thinking, what the hell took down a badger in the night, right? Badgers are pretty tough. I wouldn't take down a badger. So something took down a badger the night before, like this raccoon came into my house. And so talking to a couple other friends, although no, because I was asking people, do you have any idea what could be making these noises in the back of like my yard, the trees back there? And then someone had said, be really, really careful, because there has been some sightings of what would be described as an extra large coyote. So it looks like a coyote, but people are describing it. There's at least 2 or 3 people that have identified it at different times, and they're all saying the same thing. It looks like a coyote, but it's easily the size of a German Shepherd or slightly bigger. So coyotes don't typically get that big. I know sometimes they can crossbreed with wolves, but I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it. I'm just going off on what other people have been saying. But it's interesting that like people have started seeing this around the time that these weird sounds I've been hearing them at night, and just the animals are just crazy terrified out there. I don't know what it is. One of the lady who runs our book club, she said, we just started watching, what's it called? I had to stop watching it because it was scaring me. It's on Netflix. Like Different Dimensions and shit. What is that show called? I can't remember. Anyways, like, no, it's not that. Nothing dimensional coming through the yard. So, but yeah, so I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I'm in central Ontario, so there can be badgers in this area. There wouldn't be a lot, and to be quite honest, like it would be kind of a rare thing, I think, for badgers. But it's not a skunk's paw. It's definitely not a raccoon paw. We thought at first, could it be possum? Because possums are pretty like creepy looking, and the paw is pretty creepy looking. But then we looked at possum paws. Possum paws are actually kind of cute. They're cute compared to the rest of them. So badger, there's likely a badger that was taken down and out one night. So the odd thing is about this raccoon experience is that he didn't really eat much. Like, he knocked over the garbage can, but there was more, like when I picked it all up and put it away, I thought to myself, it was almost like he just knocked it down, but he didn't eat any of it. Like there wasn't really much in it to start with, but he could have like eaten all the popcorn and the stale cookies, and he didn't. He had a drink of water. He defecated in a few places, and then he went upstairs to go to bed. So I think you kind of look at it that way. And so here's the thing, like, Larry's tent and Larry's tunnel are not damaged in any way. So the only way that he could have possibly come through there is he would have had to have pulled the tunnel away from where it's pressed up against the house. It's not impossible. Like, I can easily do it. Larry's pretty agile and Larry's never even explored that concept. Like, I've found that kind of interesting. So I don't know if this raccoon found itself like cornered on the deck, and maybe Larry's cat door was, you know, ajar a little bit, enough that he was feeling like a different type of air and thinking, that is my way out. I'm going through there. I don't know, but it's just like, it's been really weird, the energy. So yeah, like I wouldn't let Lily out. She wouldn't go out at night in the dark anyways without me. But yeah, we just walk for the most part, her and I together. But yeah, I wouldn't even let her out on the deck in the daylight right now, because I don't know what is out there. And yeah, so that's the... I kind of wonder if the raccoon was just trying to seek safety and refuge, but no, not here, not like that. But then, yeah, so then about 8:15, I'm looking out my kitchen window, and what is he doing? He's running, that raccoon. He's running along my fence line. Or actually, he wasn't running. He was just kind of like sauntering, like, I went out there and I made it known. No, you are not. You get your ass moving. So I've sprayed, I had it before. Oh, I bought it the last time when the raccoons came up on the deck like that. Tried to come through Larry's cat door. I had that. It's called Critter Ritter spray. I put that all around the outside base of the deck to try to deter any animals from coming up. But oh my God, what a story. So I had to go out. There was a couple things I had to do early this morning. And then I came back and, like, I'm freaked out. I didn't realize how freaked out I was because I went upstairs to check something and my son's room was a little dark. Like, he turned his light out, but he didn't open up his shutters fully. And I walked into the room to do that just as I normally would. And then I suddenly sort of got anxious in the room because there was all these dark things. I couldn't see into the corners properly. And it was weird. Like, you know, you have to stop yourself, because I said to myself, there's nothing there. There's never anything there. Like, because, you know, you've gone 51 years and if something was under the bed, you'll probably go another 51 years or more and something won't be under the bed again. But now I kind of wonder if I'll ever sleep soundly at night again, because that was just crazy. You know, it's just the way that happened. I just think to myself, yeah, if I found him in the kitchen, or he was wandering around in the hallway upstairs, I don't think it would have affected me the same way as it got under my bed while I was sleeping. And then I woke up and there he was. I looked under the bed, not even really awake. And his little eyes peering at me. His little snout, his long snout. Yeah. So yeah, so now I have a raccoon. I have a raccoon phobia. Oh, and looking under the bed. I have to get a bed that you can't get anything under it. A hard platform. Yeah, there was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah. The cop thought I didn't think it was funny. He was actually really calm, and he was very attentive, like, you know, very professional. I'm thinking, is this woman nuts? And here I am, I'm like in my pajamas, my hair, I'm like, oh my God, clearing my house. And they probably deal with a lot of that. So, but he said it's kind of funny, really, right? Because raccoons with their masks and everything, they're kind of like burglars or bandits. And here you are calling the police. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's really not funny. It will be funny. It's kind of starting to become funny. But now I honestly, I walk upstairs and I get, like, if I can't see, or I'm looking under the beds. I keep looking. I went in my son's room and I looked under the bed again. I walked into my room and I went to the bathroom and I came out and I just felt the surge. I needed to look under the bed. Like, there's something under the bed. Is there something under the bed? Yeah. That's, I think, all I have to say to that story. I think I covered all the points. So that's why there's no Zodiac readings today. No, there'll be no Zodiac readings today. Probably tomorrow. Oh, it sounds like the wash is done. The only thing left to do now is my comforter. He didn't do anything on my bed, thankfully. I just know. But I just couldn't. A wild animal loose in your bedroom and you don't know what it's doing in there. I washed everything. Oh yeah, I should show you too. I was mopping under the bed. You know when you first take the mop over an area, just kind of gently, and then you have to go over again a couple more times to get the grime. That first little mop, I could see the glistening imprint of his little paws, and it's in the exact spot where I saw him when I looked down. It was more kind of at the foot of the bed. He wasn't in the middle or near my head. He was more at the feet. And I saw those little paws there, and I thought, I'll scrub them away. Under my bed. Yeah. So that's it. So yeah, what do you think that paw is? Oh, if it's a badger, what do you think? Could be out there at night, killing and hunting all the little animals. Any dog, I want to say, whatever this is that's out there, I wouldn't even trust a medium-sized dog, they always say watch out for your little dogs and your cats, but I wouldn't even let my little kid at this point. I mean, the daylight's okay, but as soon as it gets dark, it comes out at night. I don't know what's coming out at night. So yeah, I gotta go finish my laundry. That's it. I feel like I should go singing bowl and smudge my yard as well as the house. Comment. Why do you think the raccoon went into my room and went under the bed? Was he just okay, I'm gonna sleep here for tonight, it's safer than out there? Or why would he do that? Why did he come into the room? I don't know. He was kind of like Goldilocks, right? Tried a little porridge, tried a little popcorn, had a drink, sat on the couch. No. All right, I'm done now. I could just talk because it's just my brain is so scrambled after this morning. So I need to say thank you guys. Send lots of good energy. Good energy. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.